Hey guys, today we're going to take a look at the Benchmade 3200 Houdini Pro, and I think this is a great tool to keep in your vehicles. If you're a paramedic, a firefighter, a police officer, or maybe even perhaps a soldier, this is definitely something to take a look at. It's a great tool, and I think it's very well designed. Your first tool on here, this has 3 tools on it. Your first tool is this recsue cutting hook. It's made out of 9CR13 MOV steel, very similar to like an AUS 8 type steel. It's what I consider kind of a medium range steel. It's going to hold the edge well. It's not going to go dull immediately. However, it's also pretty readily sharpened. And it's not totally rust resistant, so you do want to maybe keep a little oil on there if you're going to be in really humid or really moist environments. But this comes with a very scary sharp edge on that hook, and you can other places on YouTube look up cutting demos on these Benchmade type hooks. People cutting through boots, thick leather, things like that. And these things can get through a lot of material. I'm not going to do any cutting tests with this because I want to keep this edge nice and fresh and sharp in case it ever needs to be used. So you have that hook on there. It's a back lock to close that, and it is a thumb stud opening mechanism on there. It's easy to get to. You could do it with gloves. Definitely. It's set up for right hand only when you get it, but you could pull that torque spit screw out and flip it on the other side if you're a lefty. And with the back lock, this hook will be ambidextrous. I'm not sure how easily you could sharpen that hook if you use it a lot and it gets dull. You'd probably have to just use like a ceramic rod, or maybe like the Spatterco Sharp Maker, like the corner on those triangle rods to get in there. So I'm sure you could probably sharpen that if you wanted to. I know Benchmade has their Life Sharp, I think that's what they call it, where you send the knife in with $5 for return shipping, and they'll sharpen it again back to factory edge for you. So there's definitely ways to get this sharpened again if you want to. Now your next tool on here is a light, an LED light. It has 5 lumens, so doesn't sound like a lot, but it's really enough, I think, and it illuminates your cutting your cutting surface. So if you were reaching in to cut something, you could illuminate it that way. And I think 5 lumens is plenty, because on my everyday carry light, this is the Phoenix LD10, this has a 3 lumen mode like that, and I use that mode all the time. It's very useful. 3 lumens, 5 lumens is really, it's a fair amount of light to do a job. It's not tons, but it's enough in most situations, I think. So 5 lumens will get the job done. That runs on 2 lithium CR1216 batteries that go in here. They stack on top of each other. They're like the kind of coin watch battery type batteries. You pop that screw out, and they actually give you a little screwdriver when you buy this to pop that screw out, and they just go right onto that plate. So easy enough to do, and I think it'll work well. And then your final tool on here is this glass breaker. And I think this glass breaker, I know this glass breaker is superior to just kind of the stud type, like you see on the end of a knife, where it's intended to just take that stud or that point and you just smash it against the glass, and it's fine enough supposedly that it'll break it. And those work, but I think this is superior. This is a carbide point in there that's spring-loaded. So you press down on this. As you can see, I'm not going to do it, but you can press down on that, and once this gets pushed in all the way, it shoots that point forward. So I think this is better because you're not driving your hand into where the glass is going to be breaking. You can hold back and kind of push against the glass like this, and also it doesn't take as much effort, brute strength. This is doing all the work. You're just pushing against it. And also, if you're in a confined space, like you're trying to escape from a vehicle, you might not have a lot of room to swing your arm around. This, you don't need to swing anything. If you can get this out and just push it against the glass, you can break it. So I think this is definitely a better way. I'm not sure if you can replace that that point in there or not. It is mini Torx pit construction, so you can disassemble this tool, but I'm not sure if they sell replacements. If it breaks, just send it back to Benchmade. I'm sure they'll either hook you up with a new tool or fix it. They have excellent customer service. They'll take care of you. Your pocket clip on here is decent. It's very strong, so it's going to retain it well. You're not going to have to worry about losing it. However, it rides kind of high, as you can see. I'd prefer that it rides a little bit lower. Now, some people might say that's good because you can grab it easily out of your pocket, but I'd still prefer that it kind of, you know, rode a little lower. Although, what I will say is that if I was to carry this, I'd probably carry it in a sheath. Probably. It depends on the situation. And it does come with a sheath. And we'll take a look at that for a second. It's really not a very good sheath. And the sheath is kind of a hit, I will give this. I just kind of view it as just kind of something they threw in. Because it's really not that well thought through or designed. The size isn't bad. It's nice and compact. You know, I don't like sheaths that are huge and ungainly, you know, unnecessarily. But you can tell that the nylon is not like a super high quality. You can just tell that it's a cheaper version of nylon. The Velcro, and this is how it comes brand new. Very weak. It's gonna wear out quickly. It's not gonna retain well. The back, you do have a belt loop, and also it feeds through that way, so you could horizontally carry it if you want to. But one thing I will note is that on sheaths like this, where your belt is riding lower here, so there's a lot sticking up above your belt, your shirt tends to get caught in between your body and the sheath, and that gets really annoying. Your jacket or, you know, whatever, it gets caught there. So not really the best sheath. Now this is coming in right around $40, which is a decent price point, especially for a Benchmade product. You know, that they're generally a little bit pricier. Definitely very quality, but just, you know, a little bit pricier. So I think 40 is reasonable. It's definitely quality. It's definitely something you can count on. If you want something that's going to be bulletproof, it's not going to fail you. It's just going to work when you need it. This is definitely it. Although, looking at value, look at Leatherman. This is like a $35 tool. This is the Leatherman Blast. I know they're kind of different categories. You know, this is a multi-tool. This is a rescue tool. But look at this sheath. This is value here. This is the sheath, the nylon sheath that just comes with the Leatherman Blast. Will this fit in there? Yeah. Look at that. The glass breaker sticks out that little hole in there, in the bottom. Meant so you could store your tool in there open, but it goes in there fine. So you could carry it in a Leatherman Blast sheath. I know Leatherman actually sells their sheath separately on their website. This is an excellent sheath. So here's an option. It is a little bit bigger than it needs to be for the tool. So it's not like, if space is super critical, this isn't the best, but it definitely works. So moving on. The weight on here is 3.6 ounces, according to Benchmade. My scale says closer to kind of 3.7, but it's a reasonable weight. It's not excellent weight. I don't know. Part of the reason I say that, I think they could have shaved a little more off of there, is there's solid stainless steel liners in there. If you can see that, not skeletonized at all. So you got solid stainless steel in there. I would have preferred that they skeletonized that. Try to shave a little bit off of there. You know, if this was coming in around like, I don't know, 2.5 ounces, you know, 3 ounces even, that would be smoking weight. Because this is kind of a backup item anyway, so you don't really want to feel that it's there. You want it to be as lightweight and svelte as possible. You want it to kind of melt away until you need it. Thickness isn't awful, it's not great. But, you know, kind of a medium thickness. Here, let's use that ruler on the Blast. So we got an inch right there. So there you can see that. So, kind of a medium thickness, medium weight. Not bad, not great. Overall, I think it's an excellent tool. It comes in 2 colors. This yellow, which by the way I love this yellow color. But if you want to be more covert or whatever, if you're a soldier, I guess you could definitely go black. And by the way, talking to the soldiers about this tool for just a moment, I don't think this is the best tool for soldiers. Partly because if you want a rescue hook on you, maybe for escaping your LBE or your tactical vest, I would recommend just buying the hook that they sell, like the Rescue 5, because you can mount that like right on your shoulder in your Molly gear very easily, and that's only like an ounce, so you know, like a fourth of the weight of this. So you got your rescue hook. Just have your light separately. And then as far as a glass breaker goes, I'm not sure that you need a glass breaker like this as much. And I'm talking about in theater right now. You know, you could break glass easily. Just use the muzzle of your carbine, your rifle. So I kind of envision this more in the civilian or kind of law enforcement, fire department world. But you know, it could definitely flex into a soldier role as well. So that's it. I think it's good value, definitely quality, good quality materials, craftsmanship, fit and finish. And I think if you just want a good solid tool, you're liking the looks of this, it's definitely great. I was actually pleasantly surprised with it. You know, I thought it was going to be good, but I like it a little more than I thought I would when I ordered it. So it's definitely recommended by me. So there it is. Hope that was helpful, guys. If you have any questions, feel free to leave that in the comments box. I'd be happy to help you out. And everyone have a nice day.